Normalization is a way of organizing the database in such a way that it will help to reduce the redundancy and dependency in our table. So we use to organize data efficiently. So let's first understand there are the various normal forms of the normalization. First is the first normal form. So in the first normal form, there are some rules. First is the that all the rows should be unique and all the records should contain a single value. Suppose I have a table of student which contain the column like student id, name and subject. So the problem is the subject column has the multiple values like maths, physics, which is not atomic. So what we'll do, we'll create a table, same table, just the subject which contain the multiple values will create the more one more row for that subject. So now each value is atomic. Second is the second normal form, that is 2NF. The rules are: first, the table should be in the first NF, and second is there is no partial dependency. Now what is partial dependency? Every non-key column must depend on the whole primary key, not just a part of it. Like I have a table as a student table which contain the columns like student ID, course ID, student name and course name. So the problem is the student name depend on the student ID, right? And course name is depend on the course ID. So we can convert and transform into the 2NF while we will create the three table: student table which contain the student ID and name, second course table which will be having the course ID and course name, and third table is enrollment table which will be having the student ID and course ID. Now all the non-key column are depend on the whole primary key. This is how we convert into the 2NF. Third will be the third normal form, which is 3NF, and the rules are like, first the table should be in the 2NF, and second is there is no transitive dependencies, means that the non-key column should not depend on the other non-key columns. So if I have the tables of employee which have the columns like employee ID, employee name, department ID and department name. Now the problem is department name depend on the department ID and employee ID. So we can create the two tables to convert into the 3NF. First employee table and second is the department table. So the employee table will contain the column like employee ID, employee name and department ID, and department table will contain department ID and department name. So now no non-key column depend on the another non-key column, right? And fourth will be the Boyce code normal form, which is also called as BCNF, and it is stronger than 3NF. The rules are like the table should be in the 3NF and every determinant must be a candidate key, means a determinant is any column that uniquely identify another column. If I have a table as of the teacher which contain the column as teacher ID, subject and department. So each subject, so the problem is like each subject uniquely determine the department and subject, but subject is not a candidate key, right? So we will fix this into the BCNF, like we'll be having the two tables, subject table and teacher table. So subject table will contain the subject and department, and the teacher table will have the teacher ID and subject. Now all determinants are candidate key. So we'll be having the quick recap as 1NF, which contain the all the rows should be unique and it should contain a single value. In 2NF there is no partially dependency, means every column depend on the whole primary key. In 3NF no transitive dependency will be there. Non-key columns means non-key column are depend only on the primary key, and in the BCNF every determinant must be a candidate key.